marvel. One of my favorite stories to tell is when I was 20 years old. Picture it, Spokane, 2020. I'm 20 years old, and I was in the best shape of my life. I was 50 pounds lighter. I could skateboard all the way downtown and back 3 times. I could go up a flight of stairs without thinking my heart was gonna explode. That was a long time ago. But so I had this boyfriend, and I stayed, in shape because he was really hot, and I didn't think that I was, so I tried to stay, hot for him, but he just was kind of a piece of shit. So it was one of those things where he wasn't good to me emotionally, but that man could fuck. And it was one of those things, I didn't give a shit. You could treat me like a dog, but as long as you let me peg you, I would stay. So, best sex of my life. And I was a forklift driver. I was living my best life. I was strong. I was muscular. I pride myself on being able to lift heavy shit. And I was a huge weightlifter. I worked at Mutual Materials, so I would do bricks and blocks and bags of mortar, all that. In 48 hours, he dumped me, and then I got laid off. So what did I do? I got in my car, I took out a $5,000 credit card loan, and I drove my ass to Vegas. 20 years old, you wouldn't think that a 20-year-old would be able to get her hands on a lot of shit. In Vegas, you can get your hands on anything. I don't care, dude. I saw some stuff that there was a dude laying on the sidewalk, I thought he was dead. I go to poke him with a stick or something, kick him, hey, you alive? He just looks up and he stares at me. You got any coke? No, I don't. I'm going back to my hostel. I stayed in the hostel. I had the time of my life. But one of the things that I really pride myself on is the fact that I've never let anybody hold me back. And quite frankly, I don't give a shit what you think of me. You don't have to like me, but you're going to respect me. And if you don't, that's not my problem. That's not a me issue. That's a you issue. But when I was down in Vegas, I met some people that, like I said, I've always been worried about what other people wanted from me, I just messed that up. I worried about what my grandma wanted from me. I was worried about how other people think of me, and I'm not like that now, but I worried about that a lot when I was a 20-something-year-old, and back when I was younger, and before I had when I had to kind of grow up a little bit, I worried about what my grandma wanted and what my mom wanted, and I didn't care if my friends liked me or not, but it was one of those things where I wanted my family to like me because I always felt like I was, I'm autistic, and I always had to be smart, and I always had to get good grades, and I always had to be gifted. And then, so when I dropped out of college, and I had this boyfriend who was hot, and he was a super blue collar, I thought I had everything correct. And then when he left me, and then when I got fired, everything fell just down. And I think that's one of my favorite things, is because it shows. I just lost my train of thought. My face is red. I haven't done this, so I'm really blessed to be here. But I'm sorry. I was thinking about pegging that dude, and I just got I got all starry-eyed. But yeah. So but if you guys, I would really hope that when one of you guys comes up here, you can kind of give me a story to feel better about the fact that I was a 20-year-old that went to Vegas with a $5,000 credit card loan that I'm still paying off. And don't get me wrong, I'm a little embarrassed that I admitted all that to you, but I really hope that one of you guys has a little bit better of a story that that kind of can top mine off. So.
You're gonna hang out here, Jaeylin. Can we ask, what are some of the things you did in Vegas with that $5,000?
Dude, I'm actually so glad you asked, because that's what I was gonna start talking about, and then I got all,
Let's start with the least raunchy stuff that you did, and then maybe work up to it.
Actually, Vegas, I was the least raunchy in Vegas, but
okay.
When I got there, I was super bored. I was staying in the hostel, and I'd got on Kick and was looking for dudes to fuck or something. But then I got bored because the options in Vegas, they're not really open. And so I went to Dick's Sporting Goods, and I bought myself a pair of rollerblades. And I rollerbladed up, and I got myself one of those selfie sticks, and I attached a GoPro to it. I bought a GoPro, and I got a selfie stick, and I got rollerblades. So I'm rollerblading up and down Fremont Street, and I have myself on a GoPro. Oh, this is so embarrassing. I had myself on a GoPro, so I'm skating up and down Fremont Street, and I try to be cool and bust a move, and I'm dancing to my music in my headphones, and I eat shit on Fremont. And it was one of those things where I had to pretend that my pride wasn't hurt, but it really, really was. But I got up and I just kept skating, and then I put it on Instagram, the video of me crashing, and I deleted it like 3 years later because I was like, I'm a different person now. I don't crash anymore. But yeah, there was that, and then I went to the Strip with some of the people from the hostel. I went to the Strip and had there was this super hot dude from France. And he was so fun because like I said, you can get your hands on anything. They don't really card you down in Vegas, but he got me a drink just in case. But so I was walking down, I had this hat that said "Jam out with your clam out." So, I was skating up and down, and I was walking around the Strip with that hat on. And I took pictures with people that I'm never going to see again, but like on my Instagram, I can still see them, like pictures that I took with them, and their memory lives on through my 20-year-old heartbroken self.
Thank you so much, Jaeylin.